Quantum Capitalist by Renee Garcia. From poverty psychology to wealth using practical quantum mechanics. Lesson 32. Inner Force. Imagine this. You're the protagonist of your own action-packed movie. Every morning, the camera zooms into your intense gaze, ready to conquer the world. The soundtrack? The deafening chants of hustle, grind, push. This fiery spirit, this unyielding determination, that's your inner force. It's the modern hero's anthem, with moguls like Gary Vaynerchuck and Grant Cardone as the poster boys. Instagram reels are flooded with it. No days off. Or push until it hurts. It's seductive. The idea of being this lone wolf, cutting through challenges with sheer will. You, wielding your inner force, can feel invincible. Like a surfer riding the biggest wave, there's a thrill, an adrenaline rush. But there's also the looming danger of wiping out if that wave isn't ridden with precision. And just like a surfer, there's a need to respect the force, understand it, and not get consumed by it. Now, don't get me wrong. Inner force is powerful. It's the engine that can drive your dreams to reality, propelling you into sectors of success you've only daydreamed about. But like all powerful engines, without the right checks and measures, it can overheat, it can malfunction, and it can crash, sending you on that downward spiral to lower sectors. Remember, even superheroes have their kryptonite. Meet Mia. She was a live wire from the start. Always up at dawn, her days were packed to the brim with tasks, each accomplished with a fierce intensity that left others in awe. The word quit wasn't in Mia's vocabulary. Gym sessions at 5 a.m., managing her startup till late at night. And in those rare moments of stillness, her fingers would be busy scrolling through motivational clips, fueling her inner force even more. But there was a cost. While Mia's startup was a booming success, her health and relationships began to crack under the pressure. Friends began to call her the ghost, as she seemed to fade from their lives. Dark circles took permanent residence under her eyes, and her once radiant energy now seemed more like a flickering bulb, threatening to go out. One day, while Mia was on a treadmill, pushing beyond her limits yet again, she collapsed. The diagnosis? Extreme exhaustion. The prescription? Complete rest and a reevaluation of her priorities. Mia's recuperation was an eye-opener. In the silence of her room, away from the blaring anthems of push harder, she had an epiphany. Her inner force wasn't meant to be a wrecking ball, smashing through every barrier in a frenzied haste. It was a power within, but best used in measured doses. Emerging from her hiatus, Mia transformed her hustle into a dance. Yes, she still chased her dreams, but now with grace. She took breaks, reconnected with loved ones, and even started a YouTube channel sharing her story, teaching others the balance of force and flow. Her channel, Forceful Grace, became an emblem of the new age hustle, one of passion and purpose without the burnout. Mia's message was clear. Your inner force is a tool, not the only tool. Handle with care. Every video ended with her new mantra: harness your force, but dance, don't destroy. The inner force paradox. The challenge with using inner force to amass wealth? Often, the returns aren't built to last. You end up shackled to the empire you've built, anxiously aware that a single misstep, which, let's face it, is inevitable, will send you plummeting sectors downward. It lends depth to the term crash and burn, doesn't it? Today's culture might celebrate the non-stop hustle, but the true champions, they know the value of pause, reflect, recalibrate, and let their world do some of the heavy lifting. More on this to come. It's in those moments of stillness that clarity emerges, and the path forward becomes evident. By merging the vigor of inner force with the wisdom of the quantum field, you create a formula not just for success, but for sustained, meaningful, and joyful achievement. In this era dominated by hustle-hard anthems, you can be that luminary, crafting a legacy without the constant dread of maintaining it. Think back to disproportionate energy and gravity. What goes up must come down. The golden rule? Stay grounded while aiming for the stars. Balance is the name of the game. The recap. Inner force is the intense personal drive championed by many. It's about using every ounce of your personal energy, mentally and physically, to achieve your dreams. It's appealing, prevalent, and for some, quite successful. But unchecked, it's a path to burnout, isolation, and often profound disappointment. Poke the brain. Are you riding a wave of inner force, or are you just being swept away by it? Your next power move. Inner force awareness exercise. Reflect on those intense moments in your journey where your relentless drive pushed you to the extreme, leading not to triumph, but to exhaustion and eventual surrender. This scenario, marked by a relentless hustle and an overpowering inner force, is all too common in today's entrepreneurial culture. But take a moment to ponder. How often has this overwhelming inner force led to outcomes that starkly contrasted with your intentions? As we gear up for our next lesson, which promises to offer a transformative alternative and a complete shift in perspective, it's vital to first recognize instances where your forceful inner drive may have backfired. Consider times when your unwavering determination resulted in unintended consequences, or when your intensity transformed into disproportionate energy, ultimately leading to more work or significant challenges to overcome. Remember, it's all about the balance and utilization of your energy. This exercise aims to heighten your awareness of such instances where your energy might have been misdirected. By acknowledging these patterns, you're preparing yourself for our next session, where we'll delve into a practical and almost miraculous solution